Hello, I'm Karma Kitai, and I'm your host for A Livelihood, New Adventures as We Age. Today I'm going to introduce you to Ava Berinstein. And Ava is, well, she's a jeweler now, but she has a very interesting history because years ago she was doing research in Guatemala and she has gone back to doing some things that she started 30 years ago. Hello.
Hello. It's nice to be here. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's going to be interesting for us to talk about all that's been going on for you. So I know that in recent years, and you said since your son has been launched and finished college, you've decided that it's time for some new things for you in your third age, as we sometimes call it, huh?
Right.
So you have been involved in making wonderful jewelry. So tell us about that a little bit.
Well, the launch of Avala Beads, which is my website and new career in jewelry, was kind of accidental. I've always liked jewelry design and handcrafted and slightly esoteric jewelry. One-of-a-kind pieces really spoke to me. And I started doing jewelry design almost as an accident because one of my pieces that I bought, which was a cherished little handcrafted piece from an art open studio, broke. And I thought, I wonder how to fix this. And so I took a lesson to figure out how to fix it. And as soon as I took the lesson, I was hooked. I mean, because once you start figuring out how to fix a piece and taking jewelry and moving it around on a design board, you've become a designer. Whether you realize it or not, but you get hooked. Well, I got hooked immediately. And then I realized that there were 100 other designs in my head that I really wanted to do.
Right.
And I just kept developing that skill set. There's still far more for me to learn, but I've been very lucky to have been in the company of some great teachers and inspirational leaders in the field who've helped me learn my craft in a really nice way.
Did you always think of yourself as being creative?
I have that creative gene, yes.
So how did it come out before jewelry?
Well, in language and art and culture and dance. And I've always loved pretty much all of the arts. And so, and in my background in language and linguistics, I've had the language, art, and culture part of my intellect sort of always going. And I don't know, I think that I never realized or thought of myself as an artist or a designer. I don't know if I do now yet, even. But it's something that is evolving. And what I love about jewelry design is that it's a way to carry with you pieces of your life in a new form. So when I travel, I take pieces of my travels and I put them into necklaces. I weave those pieces into art forms, and that's what's neat about it, is that sometimes people call it the world on a thread. I've heard that before, that idea, and that image is really meaningful to me because I was in Jerusalem, I was in the Old City, and I remember the experience quite well, trying to barter for a piece of organic coral from the Dead Sea. And I thought, I didn't want this man to know how much I wanted that piece of coral. And I looked at the lapis lazuli and all the other gemstones, and I thought, oh my God, all of these are great. And I took, and in the end, I came home with a big collection of things that were representative of my time in Jerusalem. And that piece of coral, I waited 2 years before I found the pieces that I could surround that focal point with to make it a happy home.
To make it into a piece of jewelry.
Right. And you never know where you're going to find the pieces that go with the necklace that you're building or the necklace that's in your mind's eye, which is what this is. I knew I wanted that piece of coral, and I envisioned something in my mind's eye that would be very organic really organic and not crystally, but grounded, and because of where the coral originated. And it took 2 years later, I was in Buffalo. You never know where you're going to be, and I was at a flea market in Buffalo, and I saw a necklace that had coconut shells in it. I didn't even know what the material was. I just said, "Oh, that's it. That's it. That's my piece." So then I got that, took it all apart, and turned it into something that was meaningful to me. And that's what is exciting about jewelry design. It's reinventing things, reusing things in different ways, seeing how to use things that you might have otherwise thrown away, but use them in a new way. You know, like the choker. I think I showed you the choker with the belt buckle, and that was a belt buckle that is a focal point. That, you know, it was a belt that no longer fit, and rather than throw it away, I saw this gorgeous black onyx triangle with this inlay, mother of pearl, and I thought, wow, that's like a dramatic statement. And then I had the other tiles that repeated that pattern. Turned out there's a friend in my life who just fit that piece perfectly, and she is an artist, and when she wears it, they always think that she got it from the gallery, but in fact, you know, it's like she has strikingly white hair, and it's sort of, when she wears it, it's like perfect for her.
Yeah, that would be lovely. And you have a very nice necklace that you're wearing right now.
Thank you.
Does that have a story?
Of course, every necklace has a story. I started naming my pieces, actually. But this one is from a native, well, this one actually came from a man whose father was a collector for like 40 or 50 years of his life. He was a collector of Native American and indigenous, specialized in indigenous materials, as well as other art around the world. And he used to sell to the Peabody Museum, and he passed away, and his son had all of his gemstones and was selling them. And I happened to know him, and so I went through his stock of, you know, his inventory, and he had these Hopi fetishes. He had bags full of fetishes, which I love.
So which are the fetishes?
This little bear, where am I? I'm backwards. Yeah, my little black bear. Fetish. And the silver engraved pieces are also indigenous, and then all of the turquoise and the different shapes are what make it fun. So I buy things in different places, but put them all together in a different way, reinvented in that it's not an authentic Navajo or Hopi piece, but it's my interpretation of how I want to use those materials.
So you've provided us with some photographs of pictures in different genre that you've been working with. So why don't you tell us some about that?
Okay. So some of my necklaces have an a whimsical connotation. So I actually call it art and whimsy. It's the Wire with Whimsy collection. On my website, I think I actually call it Wire, under necklaces, it's called Wire with Whimsy. And it's a way of using, there's a piece here, coiled wire, which normally one would do with silver or gold or metal or anything. But this is actually turquoise wire. It's annealed turquoise plastic over a base metal. And I combine it with sea glass, and the designs, well,
why don't you just hold it up on you so that
me? Oh,
no, you don't have to turn.
Like this way?
Yeah.
So what happens is, well, I've been told, actually, a friend of mine did buy this, and she wore it on the subway, on the T, and she was stopped by all these people, and they said, "Where did you get that?" And she actually struck up a conversation. And she's from Cape Cod, so she loved it because of the sea glass. And so I've been told that if you want to remain anonymous, you shouldn't wear this on the tee. It's a very funny piece. So
people will want to engage with you. I
guess. It's very engaging. And there's another another piece from the Wire with the coiled wire and Wire with Whimsy collection with copper wire and Venetian glass. And the Venetian glass also has a story, because I have friends, luckily, who travel a lot and bring me back artifacts from their travels. And so that Venetian glass, in the red Venetian glass and copper wire piece, which you have.
Which is up on the screen now.
That Venetian glass came directly from Italy, from a friend who lives in Brookline who travels frequently, and she brings me Murano glass and Venetian glass, and then I turn those into different kinds of pieces. And again, it represents your travels as well as your friends' travels, which is a nice way to reinvent jewelry and have a nice memorabilia rather than just a photograph, which is good too.
Right. Well, I can certainly resonate with you because I just started doing artwork a little over a year ago, and I use all kinds of found objects, and it's just made me see the world differently.
It does.
Because I'm constantly scanning, looking to see what might work in a collage, and
Exactly.
collecting all kinds of stuff. So
Exactly right.
It makes sense.
So I have boxes and boxes of things earmarked for other pieces waiting for their life to sort of sprout when the rest of it comes alive. Yeah,
so do we have other pictures of jewelry?
I believe you do. You have, so I don't remember what I actually sent you. You have a lariat. With, that's with freshwater pearls, mother of pearl, lampwork bead, which was really fun. And I sort of was taking off from that, building on that pattern of the lampwork bead that has all those little dots on it, and using that in the imagery of the crystals and the freshwater pearls, the brown in that pattern, and then the mother of pearl buckle that it goes through. So that was a different kind of
and those can all be found at your website, Avala Beads.
Yes, they can. And lariats are fun. People don't realize what to even do with them. I also help people figure out how to wear a lariat or embellish an outfit with a lariat, because lariats can be up to 3 yards long. I mean, they can be quite long. So you can wrap them around twice or even 3 times, and then the little strand that falls down falls really nicely on a lapel. So it's a really nice thing to wear over a suit jacket. You can wear them, or you could just wrap it twice and have it very long, like the flapper look, and it looks fabulous on a little black dress. It's like there's lots of different ways to wear the lariats, and depending on your style, your dress, your stature, you can do different things. And that's what's fun about jewelry, is that you can wrap it in different ways. Thank you.
So we're going to have to stop.
Okay.
And thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. I've appreciated this very much.